Welcome to this week's Workplace series. You don't have to look too far to see how quickly work is changing. AI, automation are reshaping roles, removing some process-based tasks and creating new ones. New roles, new processes that we haven't even heard of yet. And while technical skills matter, the capabilities that are increasingly setting people apart are ones that are human. Judgement, adaptability, collaboration, curiosity, emotional intelligence, that ability to think well, learn quickly, and work effectively with others. That means capability building can no longer be treated as something that you add to your training calendar or see it as a once-a-year development plan. It needs to be a leadership priority, and not just for leaders, but for everyone at work. Now, most leaders will say that developing their team is something that matters to them. But the harder question to answer is, are your development efforts actually making a difference? Because sending people to a training program isn't the same as building capability that is genuine and long-lasting. Future-ready teams are built when leaders are deliberate. Firstly, they start by understanding what capability the team needs now and what it is going to need next. And then they look at where there are gaps. They look at it through what's changing at work, what's changing around us. Where are the capabilities that we need to strengthen? What are the skills, mindsets, behaviors that are going to help us stay relevant and effective? And most importantly, they involve their teams. And that means they engage their team members early, not after the decisions about development have been made. Because when people are involved in shaping their development, they're far more likely to commit to it. And that's because the learning becomes personal. It feels way more relevant and it connects to the work that they're actually doing and the challenges that they're facing now and into the future. And it also connects to their career development in terms of where they want to go with their careers. And that means development needs to be more than just a generic program. It needs to include things like coaching, mentoring, on-the-job learning, peer learning, workshops, online modules, stretch assignments, and focused reflection. That mix matters because it's in that mix they're going to learn different ways, and it's recognizing that what people need is going to be slightly different. So this is where individual development plans matter. And it's not a matter of doing them once and then setting them aside and forgetting about them. As the leader, use them. Talk about them with your team members. Revisit them. Connect it back to the team goals, their performance, future opportunities. Now, capability building isn't something that you outsource to someone else and you hope that works. As a leader, you play a critical role in making that learning stick. And you do that by reinforcing it in team meetings, asking people what they're learning, creating genuine opportunities for people to try out those new capabilities, to practice them, notice the progress, work out what's working, make it safe for them to experiment so that they can try out those capabilities and keep learning in a way that's meaningful. Because what we learned yesterday may not be what we need to learn tomorrow. So the question for all leaders is not just what training do your people need, but what are the capabilities that are going to help you and your team thrive now and into the future? And then how do you help your team members genuinely build those capabilities? Future-ready teams don't happen by accident. They're shaped by leaders who pay attention, engage their team members in the learning process, and make it part of the way that the work gets done. Lots to think about this week. Take care. I'll see you next week.